Okay, so the title of this presentation is 5 Generations of Common Data Environment. My company is Digital Record of DRO. I'll describe more later on. Okay, about myself. Okay, my name is CK. I'm the director of Build IT and also the CEO of Digital Record of Works. Digital Record of Works is promoting some construction IT software, and Build IT provides BIM services. I am a chartered civil engineer and also in Hong Kong we call it information engineer. I'm also an NEC accredited project manager. I'm also teaching in tertiary education, Chi College of Higher Education in Hong Kong. I am the Hong Kong CIC certified BIM manager. And also I am a member of Hong Kong Institute of BIM. Okay, 5 generations of CDE. So what are the 5 generations? Okay, the first one is this one. Is BS 1192 2007. The second one is a publication. They call it a standard, and later on they change it to the Proto. The other one is a very famous PAS 1192. The recent ones are the CDBB, the AIM CDE, and of course the latest ISO 19650. Okay, the first one. The first one is a pretty standard 1192 2007. The second one is the AEC UK. Actually, this is published by an NGO. In the year of 2010, they call it the BIM standard for Revit. So this is a software oriented. The next one, and later on, they changed the name from standard to protocol in the year 2012. Okay, the third publication containing the CDE is PAS 1192 Part 2 and Part 3. The fourth one is CDBB's AIM CDE. The fifth one is the recent one, the ISO 19650 Part 1 and Part 2. Okay, I do the presentation in a reverse way. This slide gives my views or my conclusion. I first give you my conclusion and also the answer to my the ad on this webinar. Okay, the first one is CDE. It seems that it is now a single most important concept of the UK BIM process. The second one is work in progress, share, publish, archive. I use a short form WSPA. It's one of the key attributes of the CDE. But the third one is I really don't understand how this WSPA can be applied to 3D model. Well, I'll give my viewpoint later on. The fourth one is actually is one of my questions I ask is something we really we haven't neglected, which are the EDMS and workflow. If you look at the recent 2 article publication or standard, it seems that more and more believe that there will be more than one CDE in a project. Okay, the sixth question is I want to explore more the requirement of the 4th and 5th generation of the CDE, that is the CDBB and ISO 19650. Seven is we have been using the naming, no matter it's a file, no matter it's say family, we heavily rely on the naming. But it seems that the latest publication, they prefer using metadata. Eighth is the ISO 19650. It seems that it's an utopia. Yeah, I'll show you all the requirements. It seems that it's not easy to comply. Number 9 is, well, actually in the CDPP or the 9650 guidance, they also raised some concern about the CDE or actually BIMs. There is some question unresolved. Okay, finally, I'll give you an example on a CDE solution. Okay, whenever we look at a standard, we really have to know about the reality. It seems that everybody is talking about BIM. It seems that this is a utopia. Okay, let me assume something. Say, if a model can be opened within 5 seconds, all models can be opened in 5 seconds, no matter you use what device. Well, then it makes the whole world changing. And then, no matter what standard or what, can be achieved. Okay. The second one is every project stakeholder can easily access a BIM model, can open it easily using a mobile phone or any handy device. The third one is, of course, is a problem. If you want every project stakeholder can get access to the model, whether it is affordable. Of course, we are not talking about very small job. If it's a very small job, I think most standards can be met. Okay. We really don't know how the technologies will go. Maybe in 3-5 years time, we have the 5G, 6G with a better viewer, with improved software. It may change. Even something cannot be achieved according to some BIM standard, maybe achieved in a few years' time. Okay, about the timeline. Okay, British Standard 1192, of course, is in the year of 2007, and AEC UK 2010 and 2012, and then the past 1192 Part 2, Part 3 were published in the year 2013 and 14, and then the CDPP is around end of 2017, 2018, early 2018. The ISO 19650 was issued at the end of 2018. A remark I want to raise is, if CDE is so important in the British system, then how about in US? In United States, or I don't know whether in Canada, it seems that Canada now is paying more attention to the ISO 9655. But how about the US? So are they not doing the BIM properly because they don't have the CDE? So actually, CDE is equivalent to information exchange in the United States. If you're familiar with the Pennsylvania State Project Exclusion Plan, and also the LODs from the United States and from the BIM Forum. Okay, this is a comparison, but I want you to, I'll come back to this one later on. What I want you to know is I'll look at the comparison of the CDE described in different publication in several aspects. The first aspect is from the IT aspect. The second one is from the BIM terminologies, from the computer system, and something non-graphic. And finally, on the CDE terminology or CDE concept. Don't worry, I'll come back to this slide. Okay, about some history. So why UK published this British Standard 1192 in the year of 2007? I tell you, this is a very, very famous drawing. So this appears in one of the construction review in UK. And because of this drawing, so UK decided that they have to do something to make the industry better coordinate their project. Okay. Oh, actually, how many of you have seen this diagram before? Exactly this one. How many of you have seen this diagram? No. Okay. So in the year of, I don't know whether it is published in 2007 or 2006 or 2008. Anyway, well, the year is 2007. So you can see the name is a collaborative production of architectural, engineering, construction information. It seems that it means that it's produced the drawing, AEC drawing, in a collaborative way. So let's look at the exact wording on this British Standard 1192 2007. It said it's a collaborative environment, share work, form basis of information management, and also as early as this documentation, they have this one, WSPA. Well, you know that this in the year of 2007, we were using CAD, of course. So the common data environment allow information to be shared between, and the most important word is a repository, document repository. But take a look. Well, this one is the exact wording from this British Standard. You can see these words: electronic document management system. Okay, it seems that we all overlook this electronic document management system. And well, actually, back in the first documentation, we actually is reading clearly that the process. So it emphasizes on the exchange process. You know, the reason of publishing this article is they want them to collaborate or coordinate better. So ask them to exchange the process and also agree as early as possible which data should be exchanged, what version of format, and carry some test and trial, and then record each issue and receipt of digital data. Okay, this is WSPA. Say initially an architect, they issue a drawing called S0. Of course, they have a WIP. This is within the organization. They produce the schematic drawing, the method. After they finalize the architectural drawing, they issue the S1 version to share it out. And then go to the structural engineer. They receive the S1 drawing, and then they produce. Probably they receive the S1 drawing, and then they produce the S0 drawing. So this is then later on we involve the other discipline. Well, this is the original concept of WSPA. So obviously, well, this process or this concept is for 2D. Okay. In fact, well, this diagram, you won't see it. Well, you really won't see it. You won't see it in the past 1192 Part 2 or Part 3, and not in the ISO 9650. Okay, we jump to the second generation of the CDE. So it's published by the AEC UK, which is an NGO. They want to help, say, the user how to adopt the BIM. So the first one is in 2010, they issued the BIM standard for using Revit. Actually, it's software specific. They have another one for the architect. But later on, they find it should not be a standard. It should not be a standard. It should be a protocol. Well, I would like to express my view is, in fact, a country should not have a BIM standard. They can only have some BIM protocol. But an authority can set a standard. If you are going to submit a drawing to me, you have to follow the standard. Or you have the client, you are the client. You can set your own standard. But for a government, for a country, they shouldn't, or virtually they cannot set a standard. Because the user, actually, they will decide whether they'll follow the standard or not. It's subject to whether it's cost effective. It's not, of course, if you are the authority, you are the building authority, you are the highway authority, of course, they have to follow your standard. But actually, BIM is something, you know, you have to pay a cost. So whether a project or a client would like to pay for up to a certain BIM standard, I think it's totally up to him, up to the client. Okay, you can see in this AEC UK BIM standard, it's clearly written 4.1 is accommodated environment, work in progress, share, propagation, archiving, and also it mentioned about the BIM execution plan. So this is a diagram. Well, this one is a little bit simplified because they know that if you are using a BIM model for this process, share, publish, archive, the previous scenario, the versioning, the S0, S1, and then the P1, P2, may not be an effective way if you already have a BIM model. So you will see not too much on the AEC UK. Okay, another one I would say is I think it was very good. The AEC UK, they published this folder structure. You can see this folder structure. 01 is a WIP, 02 is a share, 03 is a publish. I think it was very good at that time, 2010 or 2012. So when everybody are beginners of BIM, so it is a very good way to show or to share the experience to the new users to get adapted to BIM. But if you are still using this folder structure, honestly, I do not congratulate you. This is a very old style of storing, no matter it's a BIM model, no matter it is a drawing, it's not effective because nowadays we all use the cloud-based system, and cloud-based systems are usually a Unix system, whereas well, this one is usually refers a DOS-based system. So if you're still using this kind of a folder structure, then you haven't made best use of your cloud system nowadays. Okay, this is not quite related to CDE, but I have to show it to you. Well, this is a very, very good, it was a very, very good configuration at that time. So the structural engineer, after they create the model, they share it to public area, so that say the MEP engineer can link to the updated structural model. So this is a very, very good one. But I don't know what are the percentage of users are using the cloud sharing solution, such as the collaboration for graphic. I think this one should be obsolete. If you want to have a real-time sharing, you have to use this kind of cloud-based sharing software. Okay, the third one is the PAS 1192, Part 2 and Part 3, okay? Oh, they have a new name called single source of truth, okay? In fact, it's more or less the same single repository. It's a server base. Share information to reduce the time and cost in producing coordinated information. We deliver production information right at first time. Also, you mentioned the revision and version, okay? But take a look at this agreed approach and procedures. Again, you talk about workflow or procedures or the way you or the method how you exchange the information. Yeah, with a commitment to operate in a disciplined and consistent manner through a project. Okay, one more concept in this PAS 1192 is, well, it mentioned about the beam exclusion plan here. Also, take a look at this one. It seems that we all pay too much attention, or the whole attention, to this graphical model. In fact, according to this PAS, the BIM information or BIM data includes 3 formats. One is documentation, or maybe just PDF file or some text, okay, or reports. Another one is a graphical model, of course, you know, and the non-graphical data. Well, this one probably could be any non-graphic data or maybe some non-graphic data that is related to the graphical model. So you can see the graphical model is only 1/3 of the subjects of the common data environment. So the data we share, we need to share graphical data as well as the textual data. Again, in the PAS 1192, you can see it did mention electronic document management system for storing, retrieving, sharing, otherwise managing electronic documents. It appears not only in the index at the end, it also in the context of the 1192. So we have long ignored the EDMS. Okay, 1192 Part 3 is about OpEx, operation expenses. Well, it's that they think that there should be more than one system, not just one system. And of course, when we talk about OpEx, we get involved the exit information model, as well as the project information model. So project information model is of course during design and construction, and the AIM probably before the design and also after the construction, we call it AIM. Well, again, 1192 is information exchange. Of course, it is important because you have to exchange information from construction to handover. Okay. Method of information exchange. So again, is a workflow. Look at the fourth one, the CDBB. So after several years of experience in BIM, so the Cambridge University, they were commissioned by the UK government to write this CDBB stand for Center for Digital Build Britain. Digital Build Britain actually is a synonym of the level 3. Okay. So they published this AIM CDE at the end of 2017. Well, again, this CDE includes graphic, non-graphic, and also documentation. But now they have this diagram. So it shows that in a project, there are more than one CDE. So this is AIM CDE, this is design CDE, this is the construction CDE, this is the operation CDE. And between the CDE, there are digital information exchange. Well, if you talk about this as a digital information exchange, probably this is another CDE, another small CDE or some exchange mechanism. And say this is the main contractor, this is the subcontractor or his designer. So they have to communicate with the subcontractor or the designer. So they have another system, or actually each subconsultant may have their own CDE. So so we come up with the concept of multiple CDE. Well, again, in this CDBB, it mentioned about the EDMS, electronic document management system. Well, this CDBB, they mentioned the viewer. So in fact, why I want to organize this seminar is, in fact, many people for 3D viewer is a CDE. If you, according to this CDBB, I think viewer is just one part of the the CDE. Another one is a distribution, that is a submittal and then approval. So this is a distribution. About naming. Yeah, one of the requirements of the unique naming, okay? But when we name a file, if it is a PDF file, if it is different version, normally we have a suffix, yeah, A, B, C. But if you're using a DWG drawing, you can contain all the drawing inside this DWG. And whether you want to make change to this drawing or not, people might not change the drawing. Say the next version, they won't change the name unless it is a major upgrade or major stage. If it's a Revit file, you won't change the Revit file for a newer version. Yeah, instead they back up another one for you automatically. So this is always the latest. Or maybe people might combine several drawings into one single PDF. Okay. So if you use a computer file naming to describe something or describe a file, sometimes it's not very effective. In fact, in the latest two documentation, that is the CDBB and the ISO 9650, they prefer using metadata. It doesn't matter the name of the file. Yeah, you need some attribute to describe this drawing file. So the data exchange, metadata. You mentioned many times in the 4th generation and 5th generation of CDE about this metadata. And also exchange of files. So file is not limited to PDF and DWG. It's also include the HTML, Excel file, XML, JSON. Yeah, so it really encouraged the use of registration using metadata. And of course, output and input. In this CDBB, it mentioned the API. No matter what CDE system, it's better to have an API so that to make the information exchange or data exchange much more easier. And also, we expect the output of the CDE to another format. Okay, safety and health. I think all of the except the AC UK, they mentioned the safety and health. Yeah, because they know that the safety and health is very important aspect in a standard, in a BIM standard. But CDBB is the only document they really quote the terms in NEC. Project management, communication, PMI, early warning, request for quotation, notification, compensation event, PMI, supervisors communication, contractors communication, contractors early warning, notification. So CDBB realized that the CDE should include the NEC documentation. Okay, very strange is the CDBB, now they changed the direction. They promote, or they wanted to go to this direction, is the UK National Digital Twin. Okay, it's really premature to describe whether it is a good idea or a bad idea. But I agree with one of the author of an article in BIM Plus in May 2019. He questioned something. Okay, he described this national digital twin as to run before we can walk. He described this is something unachievable. It is probably a distraction, yeah, to make sure the industry can genuinely do level 2 properly first. This is his comment. Is there such a capable, affordable, convenient system? The 5G, well, may change. Oh, the 5th and 6th, and actually, is my comment. I don't know. Maybe the 5G, 6G can change it and make this possible. Okay, the 5th generation is the ISO 19650. Okay, if you see this diagram, you know that this 19650 is they talk about the standard level, the lowest one, how you communicate with the data. They don't talk about the business layer like the AEC UK. Well, teach you how to write the BIM execution plan, how you actually store the file efficiently, and the layers and the colors. You can find all those very practical things in this AC UK, but you won't find it in the ISO 19650. This is why I mentioned in my my advertisement is that if you use the ISO 19650 without the national annex, I could hardly imagine how you can carry out the BIM process, or how you clearly define your BIM process if you use just the ISO 19650. Also, take a look of this one, the ISO 19650. Okay, there is no more LOD. They also changed the name EIR, not the employer's information requirement. They changed the name to exchange information requirement. There is no more LOD level of definition or level of details. They call it the level of information need. Well, look at this change. So why they make this change? They must find something not working. Well, there are two reasons. Okay, these are my opinions. Two reasons. The first one is at the beginning of a project, I don't think an employer can clearly define his information requirement. First thing. The second one is it is unfair if you only have the employer's information requirement. Why not contractor's information requirement? Why not the designer's information requirement? So I think it may be the reason they want to change it to exchange information requirement. Every stakeholder can ask other stakeholder to provide the necessary information for one of the stakeholder. Another one is a level detail, level definition. They change it to level information need. I don't know why they change it. Maybe one of the reasons is people over specify the level of detail, level of requirement, even it is not needed. Okay, the ISO 9650, they have a guidance 1 and 2. If you look at the standard 19650, you have to look at the one of the guidance. In fact, before the webinar, I communicated with one respondent from Spain. He told me he got ISO 9650 certified. Okay, but then I asked him whether they are using a Spanish annex, but he told me that they are using the UK guidance 1 and 2 in Spain. Okay. Okay. Miss Encam, she's a specialist in GIS, and then she was commissioned by ICE to lead this team for the ISO 9650 and also this two guidance. So they start to introduce this concept. This is the AIM, the exit before the construction and before the design and then after the construction. They want to keep everything reusable. After construction, they still keep the model as the exit information model. And then whenever you have, say, reconstruction or you want alteration, then you use the AIM, change it to PIM for construction or design and construction. Okay, so the conclusion is we have long overlooked these two aspects, the EDMS and also the workflow. And also, one thing I want to say is that the concept of the CDE, it make it clear, again, in the 19650 is CDE is defined as solution. Solution means software, just software, okay? Plus workflow. People forget the workflow. They just talk about CDE, then, this software is the CDE. No. You use the software. But how you use the software, you need to define how you put up your model, when or how to notify other people. These are the workflow. Okay. EDMS. Also in this 19650, still we see this diagram. So WSPA. Yeah, this is something I really don't understand. Obviously, this is well, according to this 4 English word, work in progress. That is during design, okay, within one organization, okay, and share it, publish, and archive. Itself is no problem. In any construction project, we have this 4 process. But if you put it here, I just wonder how this can be applied to 3D model. How to publish a 3D model? We know that for, we don't talk about a very simple project, okay? If it's a little bit complicated project, you know that the model is changing every hour or every minute. Yeah, different discipline, they are keep changing the individual discipline model, right? So how can you timestamp a 3D model? I just don't understand. Is it feasible or workable if you send 2 GB reference file saying, okay, this is S01 or P01 published model, please comment, please have a look on it and read it. I just find it, if you use these terms in the CDE context, I would consider this as you're referring to the 2D drawing from 3D, or the original 2D drawing that will go to will be used for the 3D modeling. Yeah. So this is something I really don't understand, why this WSPA appears in all the 5 publications without any modification. I don't think this one should appear in any more BIM standard or BIM publication. Okay, discussion. WSPA obviously was originated in the 2D era. I really don't understand how we can publish a 3D model. How can we timestamp a model and then later on we compare? Some question have to be answered. Is the model available to every team members? How long would it take to open a model and show to the subject element? How, I mean, how effectively, of course. How to compare different model versions? How we all parties get, can we all afford the BIM software? Okay, the concept, the basic concept is that all 2D drawings must be generated from a 3D model. This is we totally agree. But how to manage this drawing? Another question we have to answer is, are the 2D drawings or the BIM model contractual? Yeah, we have to answer this question before we decide we want to make this project to be a BIM project. Okay, finally is there are 4 scenarios. The first scenario is we have original 2D sketch, okay, very initial design or rough design, and then we change it to BIM model, and then from the BIM model we generate the 2D drawing. This is one scenario. The second scenario is well, in some case we don't need to convert say the working drawing from 2D to 3D. We just maintain it, keep it in 2D. The third scenario is you never have the initial 2D drawing. You start with BIM, and then you create the 3D drawing from the BIM. Of course, finally, is you never have the 2D drawing print out. You just use the BIM model and also the electronic copy of the drawing generated from the BIM model. Okay, all the 4th scenario. Okay, in the first 3 scenarios, still you need to manage the 2D drawing generated from BIM drawing, right? But honestly, I have never heard about any people talk about this or writing in the BIM execution plan how to manage the 2D drawing generated from BIM model. For example, in the morning we generate one 2D drawing from the BIM model, and then an engineer makes some change, and in the afternoon they produce another drawing. But in most of the software, they don't give you a different version name. They won't call the version in the morning is version A, and then the version in the afternoon is version B. Then how you differentiate the 2D drawing? How you manage the 2D drawing generated from BIM? Yeah, have this experience, please advise me. Do you have this experience how to manage the 2D drawing generate? Okay, finally, I see. I have to be quick. Okay. Well, here are 15 requirements I jot down. It's a single source of truth, and to code the revision and status, graphic, non-graphic documentation, WSPA, container folder, approval authorization, mobile, cloud-based, security, transmission, non-editable. It paved the way to, blockchain, okay? Audit trail, different technology, the workflow, classification code, is metadata and object. Okay, so we have you would expect there will be many CDE, not just one CDE. Say that the main contractor may have one CDE and the subcontractor may have another CDE. But how to communicate? Yeah, this is the question asked by the CDBB and also the ISO 19650. My opinion, yeah, I like both the CDBB and the 19650. Okay, let me do a comparison. Okay, from the IT point of view, so shifting from CAD to 3D, obviously, and then later on we put more emphasis on web security. Bear in mind, this 9650 is not talk about the business layer. It's talk about the standard layer. So if you use this one, you must have the say annex, or you have to use some other standard. So this one I like this one, the CDBB 2018. This one is you can see the change from employers information change to exchange information, and also the LOD they change it to LOI and level of information need. Well, this one I think UK like this one, the MIDP, the master delivery plan, and this is the task delivery plan. Okay. Classification is the same because it's national. Okay. PIM, AIM, in fact, mentioned in all the standard except the AC UK. Take a look at this one. We talk about, say, the naming. We emphasize on naming, but in the latest document, we emphasize more on metadata rather than naming. And EDMS, we all overlook this one. Yeah, we should pay more attention to EDMS. And then very unique is the CDBB they mentioned about the contract. Yeah. And safety health. Of course, in the past, they have published a British standard part 6, 1192. Okay, very strange. I find it this WSPA in all 5 documentation. Okay, it's #1, people's favorite. But I really query if you are using 3 dimension, how this published. Well, can be actually. I really don't understand how you publish a 3D model. Some people have to advise the workflow. Yeah. I won't surprise if you use everything 3-dimensional, no more 2D drawing. This should work, but I really doubt if you always generate the 2D drawing for circulation, for approval. Yeah. Okay. Some other thing is CDE talk about solution and workflow. Well, actually workflow mentioned all the time, but people just ignore it. Okay. Okay. So I summarize. If you want an ideal CDE, these are the requirements. Okay. WSPA, if we need to maintain the legacy and the version, and the viewer, you need the viewer interface with, say, BIM or GIS, a cloud-based mobile, internet security, audit trail, EDMS, multiple CDE, information exchange, metadata, solution workflow, single source of truth, approval system, AIP, AIM, PIM, output API, safety and health contract. Okay, there's something I want to add is a cross-reference of drawing. Yeah, I think they don't mention in the above documentation, but I want to mention this one. Okay, I've developed a CD solution. Okay, trying to comply all the requirements. Okay, and also I tried to solve the problem of information exchange between CDE, and I link each version of drawing to the host document. Okay. Actually, the EU documentation, they also mentioned something very similar, but very, very brief, okay? Another good documentation is the Scottish CDE implementation. You see, they mention everything, document system, 45D, e-tender, facility management, everything. It says, it lists out, well, more than 10 software, okay? But it will lead to another problem, is a silo digitalization, okay? So when I develop the software, I have several considerations. The one is I want to maintain the CDE legacy, okay? But I have to add back the EDMS, okay? And also how to exchange the metadata. Okay, to learn our software, it's just CDE 1 to 3. The first one is learn the drawing management system. The second is EDMS. But the third one is it could be, say, 5D, it could be safety, it could be contract. Yeah. But all of them can link with the BIM 360 model, just like this one. We need the drawing management system. We need an EDMS system. And then the third one is, it depends on which discipline, or yeah, it includes contract, NEC, defect, safety, health, issues, query, yeah, e-tender. Actually, I have written a set clause for the NEC. If you're looking for, say, a conditional contract for BIM, I tell you just these two statements is enough, okay? The first one is a definition of terms. What is a common data environment in the contract? Okay, I define it as a common single source of managing the dimension of the information model for, well, this information model is for the NEC terminology. The CDE used for this project is Cloud. This is most important. The information originator shall upload the digital format of the information, documentation, or metadata to the CDE. So there is a requirement for anyone who contribute any information, no matter he send a letter, or no matter he's issue a drawing, they have to upload to the CDE. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, okay, I think I do a very quick demo. So this is a drawing management system. For drawing management system is very easy. You need a drawing number, your drawing title. You have a different version, and also it is one of the basic requirements that you have to link up with the BIM model. Okay. But if you use web, I think everything, everybody, well, any software can communicate. Actually, well, this one is for BIM 360, but I can link up with, say, the web GIS model. Okay, so now this is the one of the very basic information. And say, for example, you have a newer version, then you just add a new version. Okay, so whenever you send a drawing out, please update this common data environment, okay? But this common data environment, you need another one is the document system. So this is the document system, okay? So not only the instruction, the architect's instruction, but also you have to list out all the drawing, all the metadata of the drawing in your electronic document management system. Well, this one is the NEC. It seems that some of you are very would like to see the CDE for NEC. Say this is a project manager instruction 0002 sent to the contractor like this, and then this is the content. How you do it is you just click it, and then it generates the PMI for you. Okay. The advantage is if you type in this one and all the digital information are now in the system, you can search it yeah, by the text. Okay. Another one is I mentioned in my app is the CCQS. Well, the full name is a Comprehensive Construction Quality System. It could be a safety checklist. Okay. It could be environmental checklist. It could be, say, a defect. Say, for example, you want to, yeah, defect 1, 2, okay, and also the BQ. So this is a very quick illustration of my concept. Is you use one. Well, this one actually you can. It is device sensitive. If it is a mobile, or the interface change. Okay, if you using a desktop, change. Okay, almost to the end of my presentation. I show you this one. Okay, I'm offering free training course on the first two. Actually, after this two, just 1 hour each, and then you know most of the operation, and then I'll invite you, if you pass a very simple test, I'll invite you to the third lesson. The third lesson could be, say, NEC or the CCQS, or you want especially on the costing or estimating. Okay. Okay, this is something I really want to add is don't just buy a software. You must need some written workflow so that every stakeholder have to follow. Okay, this is an example. Okay, finally, I would like to use the definition of BIM to conclude my webinar. So building information is a digital representation of a physical and functional characteristic of a facility. A BIM is a shared knowledge resources for information about a facility, forming a reliable basis for decision during its life cycle, defined as existing from earliest concept to demolition. So except for the third word, model, actually the context, you can't find the word model. Okay. Please don't pay too much attention on the model. Yeah, other information are even more important. People finding this is true. The CDBB, the latest documentation, the ISO 9650, they find it. We pay not enough attention to the EDMS or like that. Okay, thank you very much. So this is feedback. QR code. Yeah, please do some feedback. Before that, well, this is a QR code for today's presentation file. So please, I think you would like to get my presentation file. Okay, so use your mobile phone and this QR code to get my presentation file. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sunny. So, any question for me? So, are you? Is your mic on, Sunny?
Guys, thank you
Okay, good.
very much, CK. Because maybe I raised the first question. Yes, it seems that your presentation saying that WSPA may not be appropriate definition component of CDE, but it seems I think outside the industry people consider a CDE should have WSPA, especially the authority to approve. When you submit a CDE, this is the CDE, they will consider whether you have WSPA. So what will be your comment on this concept? Okay,
my concept is WSPA is really not applicable to 3D model. It only is applicable to 2D drawings. This is my my view or my conclusion. It's really difficult. How do you publish a model? Because in a real project, the model is changing every hour, I would say. So how can you publish it? And if you publish it, you give a 2 GB file to other. How can they read it practically? Yeah, this is my I commented on a practical way. And also this WSPA comes from a 2D era. 2D is no problem. Yeah.
Okay.
If you publish it, you rubber stamp it. Okay. It won't change. But if you say publish one, I authorize this model. Okay. Actually, you don't know later on who just makes a slight change, and also is you don't know how they print the drawing. Actually, the model means nothing. You know when you print out, you can have say several format defined in the BIM file. Then how can I know say which format you want to print the file, the line type, the color? So it's almost impossible to publish or timestamp to authorize a BIM model. This is my view.
Because there are many, or I can't say many, but the most popular one in the market is still, when you look into it, there's such components inside the software. And also the standard, what you have talked about, the ISO 19650 also have this, the diagram of the WSPA. So people, when follow the standard, they will regard it as the CDE should have WSPA. This is the point.
The question is, do they actually follow this one? For 3D model, I said 3D model. Well, still, if you follow the 2D drawings, no problem. You generate the 2D drawing and then you do in the old way for approval. No problem. But how can you authorize a publish or approve a model?
Okay, let's see some questions raised by the participant. There is Brian Pong. He said that you incorporate WSPA on your system. And another question raised by Mike is that 2D and 3D files are exactly the same. 2D files change just as much as a model. At some point, you have to share and approve the version with others. But it seems that this is not a question, it's just a remark, okay. But how about Brian Pons asks whether you have incorporated WSPA in your system? CK?
Yeah. Okay. So you can see a drawing. We have the drawing number, we have the drawing title that shouldn't change. But we have version, okay? We have A1 version, B1, a certain time. So this time is important, and then you have the copy of it. This is a PDF, but of course, if you have a DWG record both, this is most important, the drawing status. So this is archive. So it's important. Yeah. I have to maintain the legacy as the WIP and share. But somebody won't present it in this way. They call it say S1, S0, S1, and then P0, P1, or P 2.1 like this. But it's up to you to do this. And my system is you can set the different choices. So I fulfill the requirement is version and status or state. Yeah, this is the way I propose to comply with these two important requirements of CDE. Yes.
So you have comment about the publish of 3D models. How about in our system? I think you have also considered about the workflow, the approve and sharing of the models. Is it?
Yeah. Honestly, we are a small company. We cannot afford to create BIM offering software. I leave this job to Autodesk.
Okay.
But I link up with them. And actually, my company is also a Forge developer. So we develop something interface with the BIM model in a web format. And then actually we have developed some utilities, say the 3D markup like this, and then store some issues and in our database. Yeah, we have this facility. This is the way we solve this problem. Is to always provide a linkage to the model. Yeah, so this. So this is another way to resolve this one. I don't want to do those functions. I don't want to overlap the function with the Autodesk project. Yeah.
Okay. So I think CK has a strong research and deliverable on the electronic document management system, and you will maybe have another talk on such kind of your system. Is it the document management system?
Well, actually, next Tuesday, same time. Okay. Well, if you're interested, please fill in the feedback form, and then please make a remark. You want you're interested in taking the first two lessons, and then next Tuesday and also the Tuesday after next, and after that too. Well, actually, the second lesson I will teach about the EDMS. This is the EDMS, electronic document system. So document information, so document type, the date, subject, from to the actual PDF file, and then it also contains the CDE. But actually, in my concept is all of them got the CDE. Sorry, I have to move it. So this one is CCQS. Another one is the NEC. Sorry. So this is the NEC. Yeah. Everywhere we have the CDE. So the model will be linked to any of the document, no matter it's a defect list, no matter it's a safety checklist, environmental checklist. Yeah.
Okay. So I saw that there's no more questions. So
okay.
We have overrun for 15 minutes. But thank you very much because I know that you have too much research to compare different standards or publications about the CDE. Thank you very much, CK.
Thank you all. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye.